Why do I like the CarWorx Optimum Premium Body Filler? Now this is the Optimum. There's also the Gold. The Gold is thick. You can put it on thick. It'll stay there. It kind of acts like Rage. This stuff is definitely wetter, smoother. Sorry about that. It's pretty much a finishing putty right out of the can, but it is a proper filler. You don't want it drying out. We'll hammer that after, so that's just weird. That'll remind me to do that. Now I'm a big proponent of the blue hardeners. This always comes with red, and I'm sure either will work. But if you're painting, say, a white truck panel on something modern, this red has later on, in one instance, possibly two, but one for sure, it was a car or a truck I did, the box side of, and about 6 months or so later, if you could catch the light just right, you could see where the white body filler was, because when you mix this and then whatever, you sand it, it becomes white again. Then we primed it. Now, if you use a sealer, an epoxy primer, a urethane primer, I'm sure it'd be sealed right in. But it was a work truck that we were doing on the cheap for somebody in the family. And they weren't too worried about it, but they said every so often you can see this red shadow. And when I looked at it, I realized that's where all this filler was, with this strange hardener that only seems to come with this stuff. Now, that being said, 6 months more go by, must have cured and went away, because when you look at the truck now, you don't see it, which is kind of good news. But I mean, if it was a customer, you'd be sanding it, priming it. So I tend to buy the regular blue, and that's what I use. Now, right now, I'm using the red because this car is going to be properly primed and everything, and I'm not worried about it at all. And I just want to show you why I absolutely love this stuff. Look how smooth it is, right? And as it sits there, look, you can see it kind of liquefying and becoming even smoother. We're doing some little spots here and there that we missed. Oh, a little thicker. I like something to block, so don't be afraid to go thick. Little orange pieces of tape all over the car to tell me where to go. Just in case I don't hit it with a high build in a spot, we're going to use a urethane primer. A couple little nicks and chips, we're just going to hit those. Whoop. And I definitely mixed too much. So we'll keep walking around. This stuff is there we go. This stuff is phenomenal. And here, I just want to refine my body line, because I believe I took a little more off than I wanted. So what I did is I tried to make it flat from the top and from the bottom. We will round it out, just not as much as we did. I kind of hit it with the sander, make it a little bit thicker yet. Again, it's hard to get this one to go thick because it's a very much a finishing European blended filler, whatever they call it. Comes out of a manufacturer in Quebec. Now, I don't know if they're doing it or if they buy it from another company doing it for them. But I love the stuff. It's slow to dry, even if you use a little extra hardener. Not real slow, but you know, a little bit slow. That's underneath a trim piece, but you know, the customer's putting all the trim back on, so I want it to look good for them. We got a pinhole here. Not through the metal, it's a pinhole inside the filler work that we did. So I believe that's all the orange. I do got a little bit left, and that's okay. We got to smooth out a little bit of stuff. Left my hoses all over the place here. Give me a second. We're gonna get way down. Let's see if we can half that up, more or less. Some of those scratches out just a wee bit. Sorry about that. Sometimes I concentrate so much on what I'm doing, I forget the camera. And this is your mini hair or short haired fiberglass filler. And just in case we got any pinholes or anything in it, we do want to get filler on it. Smush it all over. There we go. That's what we're talking about. You can see here how it filled all the sand scratches, because I mean, that stuff is hard to sand, so we were using I believe 40 or 80, probably 80 grit. Yeah, we were using 80 grit in this case. You want to cut that product, and because it's a hard, stiff product, you know, you want a tougher grain. Okay, I want to pull that, but everything around it's good, so we're not going to touch that. We'll just block that in. Let's get that one more little shot. There we go. Anyway, I got to do a spot back there. We'll mix up a little more. We're not going to bore you with this one. It's just filler, how we put it on. Not particularly nice, but it's smushed in there. Same with here and here. You see, we had done a few earlier. This stuff is basically like Rage, and it's thick. And ever since I started using this one, I don't gotta buy those little $30, $40 special glaze finishing putty and all that junk. I literally just use this and prime it. Good to go. I'm sure wherever my super expensive little tiny thing is, it's probably dried out by now, and I don't even care. So those two products, if they're available to you, CarWorx company, they're out of Quebec. This stuff is great. Love this stuff. Half the price of Rage. Thanks for watching. Cheers.